politics, entertainment, news, and business. And this is KMTV. We are on the screen, we are everywhere. The best online Liberian platform you have. Make the best use of it. My name is Franci, and I endorse this channel.
Greetings. I'm Reverend Dr. Franci Tabla, and I'm privileged to be the pastor of the Ebenezer Community Church in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. I'm delighted to share with you our exciting journey over the past 24 years. Our journey started with about 8 people in September of 2000. With the help of God, the sacrificial giving of our members, and the support of our friends, partners, and well-wishers, we have been able to accomplish the following. We have grown to over 850 members from 14 nations. We have provided ministries to include Children's Church and Vacation Bible School, youth, young adults, and single adults, and next generation activities. We have been blessed to see scores of young people graduate from high school, colleges, and universities. We do conferences for married couples, men, women, and senior adults. We have done mission activities with Feed My Starving Children and food distribution to the needed in our community. We've collaborated with the Minnesota Department of Health and Human Services, Stairs Foundation, ACER, and the Liberian Nurses Association to provide COVID-19 vaccines and other needed health services to our community. We've held town hall meetings with stakeholders to reduce gun violence, suicide, and sexually transmitted diseases. We've provided guitar lessons for kids and symposiums for career development and networking in our community. We are also involved with overseas missions. We have 2 churches in Liberia, a church in Sierra Leone, and church plants in Kenya and Ghana. We support mission work in Haiti, Nigeria, South Sudan, and Uganda, respectively. To keep us stable and provide some of the aforementioned ministries, we purchased 4.3 acres of land in 2004. We built our first phase of 14,000 square feet in 2016, which cost us about $4 million. We built our second phase of 20,000 square feet in 2021, which cost us about $6 million. We now have a 1,000-seated sanctuary and the Reverend Dr. Peter James Fleming Educational Center that houses the Ebenezer Theological Institute to train individuals for ministry. We have paid $6 million on our mortgage notes, and we are left with a balance of $4 million. We have launched a special Faith in Action campaign to reach 40,000 people who will donate $100 each to help us pay off the mortgage balance. We have set as our goal to pay off the balance mortgage by August 31st, 2025, and burn the notes during our 25th anniversary celebration on September 14, 2025. We invite you, our friends, and well-wishers to kindly join with us through prayer and financial donations to help us reach this goal. And I believe this is a great opportunity to sow into Ebenezer Community Church, change the lives of generations to come, and make this a part of your legacy. You can send your tax-deductible donations to PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, Text to Give, or mail your check to Ebenezer Community Church, 9200 West Broadway, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 55445. With our mortgage notes paid off, we will be able to do greater outreach at home and abroad. We cannot wait to hear from you. Thank you so much, and God bless you. 20,000 square feet, like you saw in the video. So right now we have a facility that is worth over 10 million US dollars. And in addition to growing numerically, we have grown spiritually, we have grown infrastructurally, and all aspects of the church have grown: children, youth, young adults, all aspects of the church. We have grown, I want to say, nationally and internationally, because we started with one congregation in Brooklyn Park.
Mhm.
Now we have three Ebenezer community churches in Minnesota. One is in Bloomington, there's one in St. Paul. And we have grown internationally. We have two churches and a plant in Liberia. We have a church and a plant in Sierra Leone. We have a church plant in Ghana. We have three church plants in Kenya. And then, of course, we do mission work in Haiti, Uganda, South Sudan, and other places.
So with all of this, it seems your hands are full as a church based in here in the U.S., but you are overseeing different missions
Mhm.
across the world. What are some of these? I mean, the challenges in making sure you have this up and running?
Well, obviously, one of the biggest challenges would be financial, but we have learned to trust God every step of the way. And we just believe that by the grace of God, were we to pay off these mortgage notes, we have the financial latitude to be able to do even much more. For the first um, few years of the second mortgage
Mhm.
that we took, we had to pay $667,000 at the end of each mortgage year. So we pay our regular mortgage, and then at the end of each mortgage year,
You have to do a lump sum.
yeah, lump sum payment. So can you imagine if of the mortgage and we don't have to do this again? Can you imagine how much $667,000 could do in Africa? So you see, that is what is at stake here. By the grace of God, were we to get these notes paid off, we will be able to do much more. Just imagine, with all that we have on hand, we have still been able to plant churches and do missions in Africa. So obviously, where the mortgage to be paid off, we'll be able to do much more.
So, and a part of your anniversary, you've launched the Faith in Action. Tell us how you came to that point. What puts that faith into action, and how are you getting your people on board with this?
Outstanding. So this vision, was birthed, I want to say, in June of last year. I was in my office doing fundraising for another entity.
Mhm.
All right. As I usually do, people always reach out to me to help them to do fundraisers. And so I was in the process of doing fundraiser for another entity when the Lord just gave me that vision: reach 40,000 people who will give $100 each, and you will be able to pay off your 4 million. I was so excited because I had been waiting for the Lord on what would be the strategy to be able to do this $4 million campaign. And when I shared with our leadership, they were all excited. I shared with our 4 service groups, that will be the groups that are responsible for capital campaigns and other things.
Mhm.
And then we asked to submit names. All right. And the name Fit in Action campaign superseded all the
All
other
of the
names.
submissions.
Yeah. And when we shared the vision with the larger congregation, they were all receptive. All right. People began to make pledges. Um, and even when we shared the vision with some of our friends and well wishers, they were very amazed because, just the idea to reach 40,000 people who
Mhm.
would give $100 each, of itself is inspiring. And that's what has motivated some people to even give. People have given 10,000, 5,000. Some people pledge thousands of dollars, up to 40,000.
Mhm.
So yes, it has been well received by our congregation, and a good number of our friends have been very receptive as well.
And I see that you have not just been strapped down to maybe your church in the U.S. or in Minnesota. You are recently in Liberia. You want to tell us about the experience out there?
Yes, it was very amazing. We went to Liberia against all odds, because when we announced that we were going to Liberia to do fundraiser, some people were not very happy. They said, "How can you leave the United States that has all this money and go to Liberia?" Well, it was a vision that we felt we should execute. And we went to Liberia to do the fundraiser there. And I'm telling you, the Liberian people were very, very generous. All right. Just imagine, we went to Liberia and we raised over 35,000 US civilized living dollars.
Hmm.
All right. Some of the Liberians, when they saw our video,
they were amazed that they have Liberians slash Africans in the United States that will be able to do a project at this magnitude. All right. So they were very inspired. And I mean, I was just amazed listening to the testimonies of how this church in Minnesota has impacted the lives of people in Liberia. So they gave testimonies and people came forward to give some substantial amount of money. So it was very, very refreshing and encouraging as well.
And you also traveling across other states
Yeah,
here in the US.
we were in Philadelphia at the Overbrook AG Church in April of yes, April, and there we raised over 50,000 US dollars.
Hmm.
All right, our friends and our well wishers on the East Coast, came. Uh, we were, I want to say, about 100 people in that gathering, but raised over 50,000 US dollars.
Hmm.
Yeah, outstanding.
There's an experience that is going down. I mean, how do you feel when you see people, gravitating towards what you are doing and the responsiveness?
I guess it is because of the vision that we have. Our vision is a global vision. We just don't cater to Ebenezer community churches. All right. We support other churches uh, that are not necessarily Ebenezer community churches.
Mhm.
Once we are convinced about a vision and we pray about it and God leads us to do, we support that. All right. And so people are just moved by the level of impact that the Lord has made us to have at home and abroad. All right. And then of course it's no secret our church is a community church,
Mhm.
and so we do a lot of community-based ministries, like you saw in the video. And that's some things that people like to gravitate towards. What are you doing to impact the community? What are you doing to impact the next generation? What are you doing to impact the generation before? So we have all these ministries in the church, and we also share our resources with the community.
Is that a hard thing to do?
I don't think it's a hard thing to do. I think it's a pleasant and good thing to do.
And then that's why people are not responding.
Absolutely.
So tell us about how you are going about with this. What can people do? I know there were a couple of things that you said in the video there about how to give. You have the opportunity to look in the cameras and talk to our people.
Yeah. So this campaign is, like you heard, is a faith in action campaign. There's no way we, Ebenezer Community Church, by ourselves can raise $4 million.
Mhm.
All right. And so what we are doing is we are tapping into the generosity of kind-hearted people who are visionary, people who want to leave a lasting legacy and impact. All right. And the vision is so simple
Mhm.
that you can afford at least to give $100. But even if you cannot give $100, whatever you can afford. But look at this, the strategy: 40,000 people who will give $100 each. All right. And so we have people giving from Africa. We have people giving from across the United States because they said, you know what, this is manageable. I can be involved. All right. Some people said, listen, this is too inspiring. I can't give 100, I can give more than $100. And so we want to throw up the challenge to you. If you are from Liberia, if you are from Africa, if you love things pertaining to the kingdom, or you just love vision, our vision is very compelling. Just imagine we all came from Africa and congregated together,
Mhm.
and we'll be able to build a structure like this. People come from all over the country and different parts of the world, and they just come to visit the church to see because they have heard about the church, and they said, these are African immigrants. All right, people come to have consultation with us as to how we were able to do this. So we just want to invite the general public out there. Today is precisely 100 more days for the campaign.
100 days.
100 more days for the campaign. It ends on August 31st. So we invite you wholeheartedly to come and be a part of a campaign that will transform lives, that will help people walk right into their destiny, and it's going to be a part of your legacy.
And the other day, you jokingly talk about somebody seeing the link to the donation and talking about, is this reality? Probably you have the opportunity again to dismiss that.
Yes. So somebody saw the link, and the person said that you Liberian people, you like to fool people, and The person went on and on. So basically, I tried to clarify that this was not a scam. This is a genuine effort on the part of a congregation that is legitimate. All right. And I suggested to the person, just call about 5 persons in Minnesota. One
Yes.
or two of them may tell you, yes, we know Ebenezer Community Church, or yes, we know Dr. Francis Tabla. All you need to do is just make that phone call. So if you are out there, we know there are a lot of scammers up there, but we are genuine. Check out Ebenezer Community Church, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. You will find us online. You will go to YouTube, you will find our services. Go to Facebook, you will find our services. We are legitimate. Uh, as much as legitimacy can be, we are.
We are as much as it can be. So that I know we don't have a lot of time. You are pressed with schedules. You want to get to everybody you can. Um 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 exactly. What would the feel be like burning that dose?
Oh my God. Well, I say it like my pastor friend tells me, that the pastor who hosted the event in Philadelphia, Pastor Kwaku Wozubuache. He says, Pastor Tabla, when the church mortgage notes are paid off,
Mhm.
he says there is a special sense of relief that
And
comes
he's
over.
speaking from
He's speaking
experience.
from experience. There's a special sense of relief. And I definitely agree with him because, when you're the pastor of an entity that has this kind of a mortgage, one of your ultimate goals is to get it paid off. You want to get it paid off. You want to do other things. So I can just imagine how relief we will be when this mortgage notes are paid off.
Take us around, the pushback and holding and pulling you have just to make sure that the trust was given to you as not just an African immigrant, a Liberian. People wondering whether we can lend them this amount of money, whether it's going to happen. You want to just
Yes, so there was a lot of skepticism. As far as within the community, we had some people who believed in what we were trying to say, but then there was some who were skeptical, and I don't blame them because they have seen a lot of letdowns. All
Mhm.
right, people raise money for something and they do it for something else. All right. So the skepticism some was there in the community. And then with regards to the bank, they were afraid, oh, you guys are a new church. If we give you all this money, you may not necessarily be able to pay. Some of them said we didn't have the few, the number of people. Some of them said you all are predominantly immigrants. If we give you guys this money and you leave our country, who's going to pay? And then of course there was, all these other um, things that they used to hold us back. But God superimposed his will and eventually got us to get the loan to build the first phase. Now, when we built the first phase, all right, then some of the skepticisms in our community and even with institutions were dismissed
Mm.
because now we have something tangible that they could look at.
People look at us.
And then individuals were saying, what this man was saying was true. All right. So I tell our congregation the most difficult part of our building project is behind us. That was to get started, and since we built, it has dismissed a lot of skepticism, a lot of ridicules, a lot of, you know, mis- being misconstrued. The first phase helped us to overcome that hump, and then the second phase is almost like the icing on the cake.
And you were able to get over the finish line with that. and
Absolutely.
and and your people watching or listening to you probably standing strong with you will want a special message as you edge through this 100 days
Yeah,
of this
yeah.
campaign.
Yes. So, as far as it relates to the members of Ebenezer Community Church, I want to thank you all so much for how you've embraced this vision and how you've run with this vision. I just want to admonish all the members. All of the members of the church were encouraged to reach at least 50 persons each.
And it's happening.
Well, some of them have done exceptionally well.
Mhm.
Then the trustees were encouraged to reach 250 to 300 persons each, the ministers 200, the deacons 150. So we divided it into categories. All right. And the admonishment I want to give to the members is, if we are reaching out to people in the community to help us, then we must demonstrate to the best of our ability that we are doing our best so that they can come alongside to help us. So we have 100 more days. You can still reach 100 people, or you can still reach 50 people in in 100 days. All right. And for the rest of our friends out there, all of our friends, especially Liberians and Africans, all right, because we have all these African nations in the church. This is a legacy for all of us. It's not for Francis Tabla or Ebenezer Community Church. It's the African diaspora to see, and that's the message I get from people when I go
Can
out
somebody
there.
safely say that this is the biggest structure of African community in the U.S.?
Well, I don't know about in the US, but I know definitely in Minnesota. All right. This is the in the entire Midwest, I should say, this is the biggest. All right. It is about 34,000 square feet, and it cost us 10 million United States civilized living breathing dollars. All right. So to just participate, you're going to be adding to your legacy. And we invite you to wholeheartedly come and join us.
All right, Doc. I know you are edging on to your 25th anniversary. We'll all be there to celebrate Ebenezer. You know, we always do that. As you move on, is there any special thing you want to say that we didn't touch on?
Yes.
The biggest thing is the fitting action, but is there another thing?
Yes, we didn't get to where we are all by ourselves. It took people like you, all right, the KMTV network to help bring publicity to the community, other networks. And so this celebration, the 25th anniversary, is a celebration for all of us, including you who have been a part of the process. And so we want to say happy pre-25th anniversary to you and to all others out there. And we want you to know that we are your church family. All right. We are your community church. And we look forward to having a great celebration for those of you who might be across the country. The anniversary, it's the 25th anniversary is September 14th. All right. So if you want to come to Minnesota to join us, that would be outstanding. But we look forward to having a great time. And again, thank you for allowing us to use this platform today.
All right, Reverend Dr. Tabla, he's a father of the community, the vision bearer of the Ebenezer Community Church, talking about the faith in action. We hope you can all come along. Let's do it together and get Ebenezer across the finish line. So I will play this video as a way of concluding this interview. Doc, thank you for coming. I know you're very busy, man. To just get you away for 30 minutes is hard, but thank you for making it work. And we hope to all be around when we shall have crossed this entire thing.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let me leave you with this one, the Faith in Action campaign of Ebenezer Community Church. Do have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.
I'm Reverend Dr. Francis Tabla, and I'm privileged to be the pastor of the Ebenezer Community Church in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. I'm delighted to share with you our exciting journey over the past 24 years. Our journey started with about 8 people in September of 2000. With the help of God, the sacrificial giving of our members, and the support of our friends, partners, and well-wishers, we have been able to accomplish the following. We have grown to over 850 members from 14 nations. We have provided ministries to include Children's Church and Vacation Bible School, youth, young adults, and single adults, and next generation activities. We have been blessed to see scores of young people graduate from high school, colleges, and universities. We do conferences for married couples, men, women, and senior adults. We have done mission activities with Feed My Starving Children and food distribution to the needed in our community. We've collaborated with the Minnesota Department of Health and Human Services, Stairs Foundation, ACER, and the Liberian Nurses Association to provide COVID-19 vaccines and other needed health services to our community. We've held town hall meetings with stakeholders to reduce gun violence, suicide, and sexually transmitted diseases. We've provided guitar lessons for kids and symposiums for career development and networking in our community. We are also involved with overseas missions. We have 2 churches in Liberia, a church in Sierra Leone, and church plants in Kenya and Ghana. We support mission work in Haiti, Nigeria, South Sudan, and Uganda, respectively. To keep us stable and provide some of the aforementioned ministries, we purchased 4.3 acres of land in 2004. We built our first phase of 14,000 square feet in 2016, which cost us about $4 million US. We built our second phase of 20,000 square feet in 2021, which cost us about $6 million US. We now have a 1,000 seated sanctuary and the Reverend Dr. Peter James Fleming Educational Center that houses the Ebenezer Theological Institute to train individuals for ministry. We have paid $6 million on our mortgage notes, and we are left with a balance of $4 million. We have launched a special Faith in Action campaign to reach 40,000 people who will donate $100 each to help us pay off the mortgage balance. We have set as our goal to pay off the balance mortgage by August 31st, 2025, and burn the notes during our 25th anniversary celebration on September 14, 2025. We invite you, our friends and well-wishers, to kindly join with us through prayer and financial donations to help us reach this goal.
And I believe this is a great opportunity to sow into Ebenezer Community Church, change the lives of generations to come, and make this a part of your legacy. You can send your tax-deductible donations to PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, Text to Give, or mail your check to Ebenezer Community Church, 9200 West Broadway, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 55445.
With our mortgage notes paid off, we will be able to do greater outreach at home and abroad. We cannot wait to hear from you. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
For politics, entertainment, news, and business. And this is KMTV. We are on your screen, we are everywhere. The best online Liberian platform you have. Make the best use of it. My name is Franci, and I endorse this channel.